Paintings and sculptural pieces with color and attention to details are set to greet visitors in this exhibition, organized by the Brilliant Brush Gallery in Lagos. This awakening show is to inspire Nigerians to keep hope alive, regardless of the challenges in the country. These images are to motivate them to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The exhibition today is titled Inspiration and Awakening. And what informed the title is basically, seeing what was going on in Nigeria, the total dissatisfaction with a lot of people, what we're experiencing as the people in Nigeria, the challenges, the pain, the struggles, the disappointments, all sorts of things going on that people are not exactly quite happy. But we must understand that it is actually global. But I guess third world countries get hardest hit. So we felt we should move that conversation away from that space and get to a point where we think, okay, come look at works, come look at artworks and appreciate the artworks and travel or journey in these paintings. And then hopefully, in that travel, in that journey, we embrace something beautiful down the end.
I want Nigerians to appreciate what the talents, the abundance of talents that we have here. We have a lot of artists that have seen their paintings. I appreciate it. It's something wonderful. It's something that you will see, you have, and you have peace of mind.
In a bid to make people elevated, excited, and energized, the contemporary works of art feature pieces which have been part of the 10-year-old collection of the Brilliant Brush Gallery, exclusively created by African artists, the new and old in the game, in order to celebrate the talents of the continent.
I've been collecting works for over 2 decades now, personally. And at a point, my curator at the time, or the guy who always consulted for me in terms of acquiring pieces, said to me, I've collected so many works, why don't you open a gallery? So that was how Brilliant Brush was founded some 10 odd years ago. And so for me, beyond just appreciation of art as an enthusiast, I felt the need to also promote our local artists. I felt there was great talent, but they were largely unsung, and I had to give them a voice. And I felt my curator at the time said, well, you have the connections, you have the reach, you have the networks to put them out there. So I carefully collect pieces with this on my mind very strongly, and carefully pick what I see as real talents within the African globe, space, and push that brand. So you will notice that all my works are African. I'm not trying to be European, I'm not trying to be American, I'm not trying to be Asian. I'm doing African works. And I believe we have great talent within the continent, and somebody has to put that message out there, and hopefully we'll begin to see the Picassos, the Michelangelos, and that sort of thing. And if I'm part of that story, that excites me.
Well, a few have caught my attention. One is Nkechi, another one is Usman, and I think Ababiaka. Those three have got my attention. Nkechi's work, apparently she's quite dynamic with her expressions. I thought it was just the mixed media, but I've seen some that are like paintings as well. So that's one that I'm really interested in.
The pieces are nice, you know. I think the curator has done, you know, remarkably well in coming up with the pieces. I can see a lot of femininity, which is important because I think we're becoming, you know, we're beginning to get to that point. I find that even with, you know, women empowerment is very important today, you know. So I like that he has put that into consideration when he was, you know, coming up with the pieces.
It's a good collection, very mixed, very eclectic in itself, and I'm still taking some in. Very, very good collection, I must say, and I'm impressed.
It's a wake-up call on the ability of art to inspire and speak to the audience's sensibilities, so the subjects on display are things they can connect to.
Generally, I feel like every picture is a masterpiece. You can relate to it. When you look at it, like I saw a picture that I loved here. My favorite picture here I saw is Fela Kuti. I was a very big fan of him, and for me the picture speaks a million words.
You know, I wear two hats. I've been a collector for years. So I've been on the other side where I'm purchasing works. Now I'm also selling, beyond that space, I'm also selling works. So I use that, my collector training and mind. So I pick works very carefully. So I promote artists that I feel have a lot of content, are deep, and I push that brand. So I know that they're going somewhere. And if people pick my pieces, right, I believe that in the next 5-10 years, who knows where this artist will sit. The ones of today didn't just happen. It took years of, you know, journey to get to where they are today. So I believe that these artists all have, you know, that potential, but somebody has to put them out there.
I love what I'm seeing here. Over the years, in fact, it's like a wine that gets better every day. The older it is, the better it is.
The idea of using an unconventional space is to make it connect more to the viewers in a cozy setting.
I've often exhibited globally, locally, internationally. My choice areas have always been, hotel lobbies, big halls, and all that sort of thing. Then we started a conversation with Pearl Harbor SRS, and we felt that they share the kind of brand we represent. It's upscale, it's luxury, and that sort of thing. So we felt there was room for collaboration. And I felt that sometimes when you are in a hall and these paintings are sitting on easels, you may not appreciate them so well. So the idea was to sort of like have a situation where, let's bring it home. Let's bring it to a living environment. And we got that conversation going, and here we are today. And I think it's a wonderful effect. People really appreciate it. People can sense, the energy just by looking at the paintings within a home setting. They can actually feel. So it doesn't take away from the work. It promotes that. And I think there's a good complementary relationship. So I have no regrets in making that choice. And I'm going to do it more and more. And I see ourselves doing a lot more in the coming years.
So they're very talented and the art space is really picking up pace, and there's a lot of, like I say, there's a renaissance going on in the art world generally, and people are now beginning to appreciate local talents and even patronizing them in preference to the European ones. And I think showcases like these are very good, where artists are given an opportunity to showcase their works and even, get their work sold. So I think it's good times for those in the art space.
Art is more than life, because when you look at it, me and you can look at the same picture and tell different stories about it. So art is personal.
The Brilliant Brush Gallery has been sourcing and promoting African talents for many years now, as one never knows who will become the next big name in the future.
Nice one there. Now let's take a moment. When Art House returns, we see this artist who is going solo. Join us again.